The US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has confirmed President Biden will visit Israel on Wednesday this week. Secretary Blinken says the visit will reaffirm the US's commitment to Israeli security and coordinate with Israeli authorities to help secure the release of hostages taken by Hamas.
On Wednesday, President Biden will visit Israel. He's coming here at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world. And he's coming here to do the following. First, the President will reaffirm the United States' solidarity with Israel and our ironclad commitment to its security. President Biden will again make clear, as he's done unequivocally since Hamas's slaughter of more than 1,400 people, including at least 30 Americans, that Israel has the right and indeed the duty to defend its people from Hamas and other terrorists and to prevent future attacks. The President will hear from Israel what it needs to defend its people as we continue to work with Congress to meet those needs. Second, President Biden will underscore our crystal clear message to any actor, state or non-state, trying to take advantage of this crisis to attack Israel. Don't. To that end, he's deployed 2 aircraft carrier groups and other military assets to the region. Third, the President will continue to coordinate closely with our Israeli partners to secure the release of hostages taken by Hamas, including men, women, small children, Holocaust survivors, and American citizens, as an indispensable humanitarian effort. Fourth, President Biden will receive a comprehensive brief on Israel's war aims and strategy. Fifth, the President will hear from Israel how it will conduct its operations in a way that minimizes civilian casualties and enables humanitarian assistance to flow to civilians in Gaza in a way that does not benefit Hamas. To that end, today, and at our request, the United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza, and them alone, including the possibility of creating areas to help keep civilians out of harm's way.
And joining us live with more analysis is the US Report host, James Morrow. James, good to see you. It's a big move by President Biden.
Huge move by President Biden, a hugely risky one as well. And I've just been listening to what Antony Blinken said there and trying to parse out exactly what he says. And, you know, it sounds like what Biden is trying to do is go there and calm the whole situation down. But my concern is that he's also going to be putting the handcuffs quietly on Israel and saying, don't go too hard. Don't do too much in the way of civilian casualties in Gaza, despite what happened 9 days ago, 10 days ago, and essentially making it impossible for Israel to actually eliminate the Hamas threat in Gaza.
What role is the US likely to play in that conflict, though, James? I mean, how far does its support actually extend?
Well, look, I mean, you can see by what they've done so far. They've steamed some aircraft carriers into the eastern Mediterranean. There are apparently Marines ready on deployment. Basically, I think a lot of that's a signal to Hezbollah that they should not open up a northern front. Now, the thing that people also have to remember, though, in all of this is that America is in some ways trying to clean up a mess that it helped create. I mean, obviously, Hamas and the evildoers behind that are fully responsible for what happened. But at the same time, you know, American policy that has, under Biden and when Barack Obama was president as well, allowed Iran to enrich itself, to send money to Hamas and Hezbollah. That has strengthened their hands over the years. And now, you know, in some ways, we're kind of reaping the whirlwind of those very bad decisions.
And in terms of US intervention with some of Israel's neighbours, how powerful is that voice from America in terms of whether or not some of those neighbours get more involved?
Well, see, that's the really interesting thing here. I mean, how much appetite does America have to get involved with an actual ground war in the Middle East? I would suggest little to none, but what they would want to do is provide potentially, you know, air support in some circumstances, logistics, intelligence support, military aid, that sort of thing. I don't see this as a boots on the ground situation, but, you know, I think viewers should also be really conscious, too, that this opens up a second sort of proxy war that the United States is fighting. First you've got the situation in Ukraine, obviously, which has been, very much supported by the United States and so on over the past year and a bit since Vladimir Putin invaded. At the same time, now you've got this. I think people need to be also not taking their eye off of what happens in the Western Pacific, because obviously China is impacted by all of these different things, Russia too. We are in a very dangerous moment. I don't think we should take that too lightly. We are in a very dangerous moment right now, geopolitically, in terms of what comes next.
James Morrow, live in Canberra. Appreciate your analysis. Thank you.
Thank you.